If you're watching this video, I want to thank you. Thank you because at some time in our lives, our paths crossed. And I have a belief that whenever we interact with somebody sometime in our life, a part of them becomes a part of us. And you've really shaped me for who I become as a business owner, as a dad, as a man, and as a person, and as a friend. So I want to thank you for being part of the journey. And thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. Hey, it's Justin White here. It may have been a couple months since we've talked. Maybe it's been a few years since we connected. So I wanted to take this opportunity to first thank you, because if your life's anything like mine and my family's, the last 2 years have been a time I could never have imagined. You know, it was a time where there's been more change in our family, in our communities, and in the world than ever. There's been some isolation, there's been disconnect, there's been restraint. You know, we couldn't travel, times we weren't living out of our homes, we couldn't even see each other smile because we were wearing masks. And now it's a new time. You know, it's not going to go back to the way it was. This is something that we get to create together. So part of why I'm making this video, first to thank you, second to go, what's possible? You know, what could we create together? Maybe we met through one of the many businesses I've owned and operated. Maybe it was through the greenhouse food industry, or, you know, the video game franchising of Play and Trade. Maybe it was electronic repair with Your Repair Depot, or maybe it was at one of the many events from Brennan Bouchard, where I've been certified as a high performance coach, or maybe it's through a Tony Robbins event where I was a trainer. Whatever it was, we were meant to connect, and it's brought us here to this moment. Now, I've got a very exciting announcement that I want to make to everybody. But before we do that, I want to give you a little context before the announcement of why I'm venturing into what I'm venturing in. You see, when I moved to Vancouver Island and I was 19, I had nothing. And a lot of people don't know this, but I lived out of the back seat of my 1980 Ford Escort for 8 months. I went from parking lot to parking lot. I literally had no money and nowhere to live. And of course, I've come a long way. And during that whole journey, I've learned a heck of a lot. And I love sharing that with so many people that I run into. And biggest thing that I've learned is how to get pride. You know, how to get not just pride for where you've come and where you're going, but also how to create financial stability, how to create certainty. If you're like me, a dad that you can provide for your family, not just now, but also for years to come. And I want to share that with the world. And what I'm going to announce in a moment was part of my journey, which was getting into real estate and learning about, you know, how do I do investments? How do I become a real estate investor? Because that's been the way that I've made the greatest wealth in my life. And I'm not here to sell you anything. I just want to share with you a little bit of the story and just give you an invitation to check out what we're doing. You know, now I'm in a different time of my life. I'm 47 years old. My kids, by the way, some of you have met Emily and Kayla. Emily's now turning 18. She just got accepted to North Island College, where she's going to get into being veterinarian courses. And Kayla is turning 21. Can't believe it. 21 years old. Good thing we don't get any older. And she's in Edmonton, Alberta, living there. So this is a new time in life for me and for my wife. Some of you may already know. If not, during COVID, a beautiful thing happened, is that I got married to the love of my life, Bianca Veloso White. Bianca, if you're watching this, I love you, baby. And we have created so many different coaching programs, group coaching programs. And now we're putting all the experience that we've had for all the years of coaching and psychology into helping families, into helping people get to one of their biggest purchases of their lives, which is owning their own home. I remember the feeling that I had. It's still one of my most grateful moments of when I bought my first real home. It's actually the home that I'm in right now. This is in my office, and I'm in Courtenay, Vancouver Island, BC. And the pride that I had to be able to give my family a home, and I had equity. I wasn't paying rent. It was going to something that I could will and give to my kids later on in my life. And that feeling is something that drives me in all that I do, that pride, that certainty, you know, that feeling of making a difference. And this is why we are so excited. Bianca and myself and the team are so excited to launch High Tide Real Estate Group. Yes, High Tide Real Estate Group. I'll explain where the name comes from in a moment. And you're going to have a link in this email. We're inviting you to come and join us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, like us, because we're not just going to be selling homes, but we're going to be promoting local areas like Comox, Courtney, Campbell River. Some of you I'm talking to may not even know those places. They're on beautiful Vancouver Island, and we are going to invite you to come and visit us. And we're going to showcase local businesses. We're also going to give you tips and techniques that you don't hear anywhere else on how to increase the value of your home. So no matter if you're living in Chicago, Los Angeles, Singapore, Australia, you'll get to learn, how do I do those little tiny 2mm shifts that'll make my house worth, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 more? And how do I make it so that when the buyers are coming to buy it, they actually have higher perceived value? Or if you're a buyer yourself and you don't even know where to get into the market, you don't even know anything about it, we want to walk you through step by step. So we're going to be creating YouTube and videos on how to get into the market. So that way we can help both buyers, sellers. Because my belief is that a house is built with bricks and beams, but a home comes from hopes and dreams. And at High Tide Real Estate, that's what we're all about, is we're about partnering up, collaboration, connecting, making your dreams happen the way that you envision them. So join us at High Tide Real Estate Group. Click on the links, check out our website, and I've always been here to connect, and I'd love to connect with you. What's important with you? How can I support you and your family, even if it's not in real estate? So take this time, because we're in a new time. This is a time where we've had 2 years of not being connected, and the world is craving connection now more than ever. And this is our time, my friend. This is our time to bring more happiness, more joy, more of the great magic moments, all that good stuff that we all want in life. So thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your life. And I cannot wait to connect with you and to see what can we create. The reason that we named it High Tide Real Estate Group is there's an old saying. It says, a rising tide floats all boats. And what does that mean? That means when we all work together, when we all collaborate, when we all share, we all win at the same time. And that's why we're High Tide Real Estate Group. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Thank you, and we'll see you on the other side.